So what is a permission slip? Well, we have to give Bashar credit for this because he kind of coined that term. In short, a permission slip is any perceived physical object on the external that allows you to access the power within you, the spirit. Now, the power within you is the indwelling intelligence, as we call it in Kemetic culture, or Osir or Osiris. And this is God, essentially God within you, God's consciousness. Now you share in the same power as God, not in quantity, but in quality. To understand more about how this works, and it's really clever because it's all about a game of beliefs and words. To understand how this works, we have to go back to Africa in the very beginning of life, which began in Central Africa and the great continent of Pangaea in a hot tropical environment, gave rise to life. And we know this because people of melanated complexion or melanated skin are the oldest people on the planet. When life began, there was a population of herbs, plants, and the magicians at the time took part in that. They started to use these herbs, which they discovered, for magical practices. And this became known as juju, voodoo, santeria, and it goes on. These herbs affected the psyche of the individual and caused different things to happen depending upon the herb. A little later on in Kemet, we used the deities Nekabet and Wajet to symbolize the effect of psychic energy. So Nekabet and Wajet were the protective and the offensive energies of psychic energy. So when your psychic shields are down, you're susceptible to subliminal seduction. The same way you walk into a department store and they're playing elevated music, but on a subliminal level, there's words there that tell you to buy more or to purchase things. So now we move forward and we see that when magic was starting to develop in Europe, it became a left brain tool because the climate, the cold climate in Europe facilitated the development of the left brain, which is segregative in thought process. It sees duality and contradiction. And it also is very concrete in thinking. So for the magicians there, they needed an outside tool to perform their magic, such as a magic wand, crystals, rocks, and potions and things like that. Meanwhile, in Africa, they understood the ideology that God is within you, God is within all of us, and not in the outside world. There's no guy in a beard, white beard, sitting on a cloud in heaven. Now, with that understanding, and because of the environment which facilitated the development of the right brain, which is congregative and synthesizes in its outlook on the world, they knew that the power could be called upon from within, and that the outside tools, such as the herbs and the wands, weren't really all that necessary, but they still were effective. With that said, we fast forward to modern times here, and we have a very sophisticated understanding now of how our ancestors lived and how magic works. So the practicing magicians of today, some still rely on the external trinkets, such as, going back to the wand and creating a circle for an elaborate ritual, adorning the robe, and having the knife, and all of that. And the candles. But now, to perform magic, if you go to a babalao or a priest or priestesses, they might give you a bag of herbs. And they will say, carry this bag of herbs or carry these crystals, and it will bring you luck or it will heal your relationship. You follow me? But we know that this is only a tool, and it is a means for you to place your belief in so that you can access your own power within. For example, in the healthcare industry, you have what we call the placebo effect. So if you have an ailment, a doctor may give you a sugar pill, or if he's testing different medications, they may give you a sugar pill, and they want to see the reaction. But what they discovered was that the belief that the individual had in the pill itself was enough to heal them. This is why they'll never tell the individuals who are taking the test what the pill is for, what it's supposed to do. Because if you tell them this pill, which really is a sugar pill, is supposed to make you grow more hair, they found that that mere belief had individuals growing more hair. without even trying the actual product. So the permission slip, or a permission slip, is just a way of you activating the power within you by placing your belief in an external object. But again, as I said, for those who have a very sophisticated understanding of magic, we know that we don't even need these tools, because God's consciousness and God's power is within us. And it's all about accessing that power. This is why certain individuals can manifest things magically in their lives and other individuals have a hard time. The reason being is because some individuals are more left brain, which is looking at the world more externally, and other individuals are more right brain, which they can tap into internal power within them. So this is also where this comes from when you see the Matrix and you have that Neo person who can do all kinds of elaborate things and can actually see the code in the Matrix and perform miracles. That's what that's all about. So when you hear that term, permission slip, it just talks about giving yourself permission to access your own power. And always think that you don't need it, because you are God inside. So I hope you liked this video and this explanation. Hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. This is Kasant Ma'at Keperu, son of Ma'at, and that's all for now.